With the transfer window over, we can now give entire focus over to the actual football. And what football it is this weekend, with brilliant games every you look in the Premier League. There was a time when Manchester United travelling to Arsenal would have been seen as an early title decider. Those electric Sunday afternoons at Highbury were blockbuster occasions, but 20 years later, things have changed somewhat. United's new-look midfield is Moses-esque, with the spaces it's leaving, with Mason Mount struggling and Casemiro seeming a shell of his former self. Arsenal, meanwhile, may have spent a fortune on Declan Rice this summer but still seem light in the middle of the park. Kai Havertz has been converted to a central midfielder and hasn't met expectations yet. Whoever wins the midfield battle this weekend will surely come out on top. At the time of writing, it's almost impossible to know who will be playing for Chelsea this weekend and who won't. The Stamford Bridge side have adopted the Homer's make-up gun approach to transfers this summer, with an unfathomable amount of comings and goings. And that disjointedness has showed itself on the pitch. Chelsea may have beaten Luton last time out, but this weekend they will be up against a much tougher test in Nottingham Forest. Steve Cooper's side took Manchester United all the way last weekend, and Taiwo Awoniyi have one of the most informed forwards in the division. Mauricio Pochettino's men can go a long way to silencing the doubters with a comprehensive victory here. Comparisons at the start of last season to Erling Haaland did Darwin Núñez no favours whatsoever. Liverpool landed the Benfica man just a week before Manchester City signed the Borussia Dortmund sensation. And all the talk before the start of last term was how the title could come down to the battle of the strikers. We all know how that one turned out. But a year later, Darwin might finally have turned a corner at Anfield with his double against Newcastle last time out. The Uruguay international came on as a super sub at St. James's Park and netted twice in the final 10 minutes to send the away side into raptures. Both finishes were those of a man who is finally brimming with confidence and can lead the Liverpool line for the rest of the season. He will surely start on Sunday as Liverpool face an Aston Villa side who are humming along nicely under Unai Emery. The Premier League table currently makes for grim reading if you're an Everton fan. 3 games played with 3 defeats and precisely 0 goals scored. Sean Dyche was hired to keep the Toffees in the top division last term and achieved that on the final day of the season. But this summer has felt like real step backwards for the Goodison Park outfit, with the club only spending any real money in the final days of the transfer window thanks to Beto's arrival. His signing from Udinese could prove to be a real game changer for Everton, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin out injured again and the team in dire need of a finisher. It might sound too early to say, but their game with Sheffield United on Saturday already has the air of a relegation 6-pointer. Newcastle learned their Champions League opponents on Thursday, with the Magpies back amongst the elite and taking on PSG, Borussia Dortmund and Milan. This weekend will be a sign of things to come though, with the high of Europe before having to get yourself back up again for domestic matters. And it won't be an easy task this Saturday either, with Brighton the hosts for an intriguing matchup which could go a long way to showing where the two teams are at. Eddie Howe's side were beaten by 10-man Liverpool last weekend and struggled in the second half as the Reds outplayed, outfought and outthought the Magpies. Whether Howe rejigs his team for this match on the South Coast then will be fascinating, with Brighton posing an entirely different threat to that of Jurgen Klopp's side.